This is it's a condensed version of a show called The Story of Guitar Heroes. It's a show where we start in the 1950s and we work our way up to people more modern like Brian May and Joe Satriani. We don't wear wigs or anything like that. It's not a tribute show. Probably should wear wigs. I know I probably should anyway, but I'm not going to do. So it's all about the sound. And on that show we use probably 30, probably more than that now, I think 30 guitars or so. But we thought, they asked us to do today, come in and show everybody a little bit of what we do. We've condensed it down to myself and Toby, our other guitar player in the show. And we thought, well, let's make it easy on ourselves, but also let's show off some of the great gear that's available to us these days. We're using the Helix, the Line6 Helix units. And we thought, well, the guitar show, like I said, there's a banner there and there's all sorts of different guitars you can see on there. We do use the correct guitars for the correct artists. So the Brian May, we use a Brian May guitar. For like Eddie Cochran, we'll use a Gretsch, and so on. But we thought, well, today, let's do it a little bit different. Let's see if we can get all those sounds just by using the Line6 Variax and the Helix. I've got the James Tyler, and Toby shortly will be using the Variax standard. So I'm going to stop talking, do a little bit of playing, and someone asked me earlier, I think it was this gentleman over here, about the acoustic sounds. So I'm just going to do this and hopefully that'll answer your question. So here we go. Thank you very much, thank you. Come on, Toby. Toby James, give him a round of applause, come on. We're going to do a little condensed version. Obviously we have a full band, and we have video screens. Today there's me and Toby and some backing tracks. So look at you. This is started in the 1950s. I'm using a Gretsch model on this guitar. Not sure what Toby's got on his. What have you got, Toby? He's not sure either. So that's good. It's a guessing game as well, so there you go.
A rockabilly sound.
Rockabilly sound, that's close enough, isn't it? Close enough. So here we go, let's do this. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight, put it today. On the Helix, we've got, we're using it in, there's loads of different ways you can do it. You can set it up as like a stomp box mode, which means you've got all your pedals, your effects individually, so you can have a chorus, a flanger, a delay, and you can turn them on and off individually. And the way we're running this on this show, the way it works for us, is to run what we call presets and snapshots. Now a snapshot is a variation of that preset. So, for example, you've got your chain of effects, and on snapshot 1 you may have a delay, you may have a reverb, and on snapshot 2 in the same chain you want to turn those off, and you may want to turn on a compressor. So you've got loads of different options of switching, and it's instant as well. You get no digital blip, do you, Toby?
No.
No digital blip. Okay, so this is another sound. Again, Variax all the way through on this. This one is using a Strat, and I believe you, what have you got?
Acoustic.
Acoustic. Very realistic. Like it. Okay, so this is a bit of the Shadows. We will get more modern for all the younger people out there. Do some techno in a bit, okay? Thank you very much indeed, thank you. Okay, totally different again. Now what's happening is the Helix is actually changing the sound of the guitar. You can change everything. You can change the models, you can change the tuning, and I will show you what I mean. The last sound I was using was, it's a spank, which is a Strat. That's what they call it anyway. So we've got this sound, we've got different multi-tap delays going on, but the next track we're going to do is a Hendrix track. So just by hitting a button on the Helix, we change the tuning, we change the amps, we change the guitar. We're still on a Strat model, but we go from the bridge pickup, which is what we've got here, to the neck pickup, just by going. And we tune to E flat as well, which is.
When I'm standing next to a lecture, shut it down with the words in my hand.
Hendrix. Okay, to another sound now, another Strat. It's actually quite interesting because we started out with what was the other song we did? Oh, Wonderful Land. It was 3 minutes ago. I've forgotten already, Toby. We started out with Wonderful Land, so Shadow's known for playing Strats. And then we did Hendrix, which was another Strat detuned, and now we're going to use a Knopfler type sound, which goes completely different again, all from a button on the Helix. So let's try this, shall we? So another different sound again, completely different this time. So I found something out about Helix because I've been using the Pod HD 500X for years and years. And what we do is in the show is a song called Hotel California. You may not have heard of it by the Eagles. Oh, you have?
Small band.
Just a small band.
Yeah.
Not much success. All right. And we do something quite clever with the Variax and the now the Helix. But I've noticed one of the sounds I use at the beginning is a 12-string acoustic, virtually capoed on the 7th fret, and it's all done by knobs and wizardry and trickery down there on the floor. It's quite easy to program. Don't get me wrong; it is quite easy to do. But I did notice when I was using the Pod HD 500, you get a little bit of blip in, and it's not as clear as you sound, as you want it to sound rather. And yesterday when I switched to the Helix, weeks ago when I switched to the Helix, I noticed straight away the sounds seem cleaner. Now, although they're not different guitar sounds, the sounds from the guitar are the guitar. There's nothing down here that does that. But it seems to accept it a lot better, and it doesn't confuse things. So we're going to do this. I'll explain this. My part is dead easy. Toby's got the hard part, and I'll let him explain that in just a second. But I go from the intro playing. Maybe I should have tuned it first. I'll do that in a sec when you're talking. But we go for the and then in the verse I switch to. And then for the solo, I'll switch again. Now I'm going to tune, and I'm going to tell you. Toby's going to tell you. He's got a lot harder part than me on this song.
I think it sounds more authentic than 12-string if it's not in tune, isn't it? So my role on the guitar show is to bring the sarcasm and wit and the looks. But my job is effectively as the auxiliary guitar player. So basically all the clever stuff Phil does, and I kind of pick up the slack elsewhere, which most of the time is pretty good, to be honest. I am considering just taking one guitar to the gig. Getting the megabus or something, I don't know, but there's an in-joke there about megabuses. But with Hotel California, Phil selfishly took the 12-string and the Les Paul part, which is 2 of the parts. Now, anyone who knows the song, there's about 9 guitar parts on it, so selfishly I got lost with all the other guitar parts, which is a bit of an ask, to be honest. But what I worked out on the old pod, there's a harmony guitar part that works the whole way through this. Now, you can do it. I'll tell you what, if I take this off. Now, I've got this set up as snapshots across the top. So I've got verse, harmony, fills, and solo. So I can just toggle through each part of the song. Now, I'm just using a Telecaster for the whole thing, but I'm trying to sound like 4 guitars, which is a bit tricky. So on the verse, I use a harmonizer, no, an intelligent harmonizer, I believe, or intelligent harmonizer, because it picks the key and it harmonizes to specific effects. Now, as Kelvin sat there, I can just realise that next time I do a gig with Kelvin, I can play Mr. Brightside in C without having to change. There you go. Excellent. Right, so the harmony guitar part on Hotel California sounds like this. That's one guitar part. Now what I do is I take a harmonizer and I pitch it down a third, so I get this. Now that's all well and good if the song's diatonic, but it's not, it's actually in 2 different keys. So what I've got, the expression pedal on the Helix, when it's in its forward position it's in B minor, and when I pull it back it's in A. So I get this sound, so I can change a C sharp, I believe. Oh, I can turn it off as well. I'll just turn the volume pedal off. That's better. Right, so when I'm in C sharp in B minor, then I pull the pedal back, and it detunes the riff, so I can play the whole riff in 2 different keys using 1 pedal. Which in theory sounds great, but now I've told you it's really complicated and I balls it up, you're going to know, aren't you?
What do you mean you've only got 7 guitar parts to do? What are you talking about? I don't know. So normally on the show, our drummer sings this one, but obviously there's no room for a drum kit on here.
Shoestring Productions today.
So it's just us, so I'm going to have a go at singing this one, and it's stupidly high, so if anyone would like to help me out, that'd be great. Here we go, let's do this.
heard the mission bell, and I was thinking to myself, this could be heaven or this could be hell. There she lit up a candle and showed me the way. There were voices down the corridor, I thought I heard this.
Thank you. So we've got time for just one more, and we thought we'd leave on a hard one. Why not? Toby actually programmed the drums for this, and I'm not sure how he did it. It's really quite a feat in doing that itself. Trying to play this song isn't something else as well, isn't it?
I wish I'd made it slower, to be perfectly honest, but...
He gave you 2 tempo options, and let's pick the fast one, hey? Let's do that. So, hope you've enjoyed it. We've certainly enjoyed coming here, it's been great, and I think it's great that a music shop so local is as great as this. Don't you agree? Yes. How many people have spent a lot of money here?
Are any spouses disagreeing with the statement that it's great there's such a good music shop here?
Well, yours is shaking ahead. In a loving way, though. In a loving way. So this is a song called "Country Boy" by Albert Lee, and we thank you. All on the Variax again, all the Helix. Come check out the show, the Story of Guitar Heroes, storyofguitarheroes.com. You can check out. I've got a YouTube channel. It's Phil Walker Guitarist, and in fact I'm filming now, so you lot may be on it. That's good, isn't it? Or the back of your heads will be anyway, so if you're with somebody that you shouldn't be with, well, tough. Never mind, eh? This is Country Boy once again from myself, Phil Walker, Toby James. Good afternoon, thank you. Go spend lots of money. There you go.
I may look like a city slicker, shining up in my shoes, but I'd rather be a cotton picker, making down this mess of blues. Show me where I stop, find my horse and cart. I'm just a country boy at heart.
Thank you very much. Go spend money. Good afternoon. Thank you.